Now we're going back to the cutesy bass line.
But there's a little bit of club like still in there. They remember the club. They remember last night.
Now you'll be reacting to a recently debuted 9-member girl group called Nature.
And their first comeback song called Some You'll Be Mine. But the song describes the flirting stage of a relationship when everything is exciting.
Sorry.
It is composed by Caesar and Louis, Olipop, and Haley Aitken.
1, 2, 3, smash. What?
This very vibrant colors.
Jesus.
Okay.
James Brown, here we go.
There you go.
It's so like high contrast. It looks like cartoon.
And the music mimics that a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So major. It's really cute.
It's one of those things, like even the color scheme is like major. Like I feel like the color of the video matches the color of the sound.
This has like the music theater vibes. Like Footloose, yeah, that's it. With the bass and everything.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
summer, we're on surfboards in Korea.
Pentatonic.
It's cute because it's staccato. That's what makes music cute.
Oh.
We love a good transition.
So we've definitely evolved out of like this cutesy.
We're not as timid anymore.
Now we're in like rave territory, you know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
Okay. That chromatic bass line.
What an anthem.
Right?
Now we're going back to the cutesy bass line.
But there's a little bit of club like still in there. Like the synth line is kind of like, they remember the club. They remember last night.
Man, it's just funny, that bass line, and then just like where the song goes, I did not expect that.
I like how like back on the beat the bass part is.
Yeah.
It's like funky.
You could imagine like a guy standing there. How does that work?
That
That's a
reminds me of
sequence.
something.
That's a sequence.
Duh.
I know things.
I don't. It's been a while.
Oh, that's a dominant 7th chord. They just spelled a dominant 7th chord.
I like that bouncy sound.
That is just some weird cognitive dissonance, but with like the droning dubstep bass and the la-las, like that's some weird.
It's so weird, and there's like no other.
Oh, she dabbed.
And the transition too. Yeah.
We had to have the slow down, break it up.
Ooh, yeah.
Contrasting
Korean
lyrical
R&B,
section,
you know?
Yeah, right.
With donuts. What?
It's an interesting choice to like build that up like on like the major 1 chord, like put basically like a dominant chord based on 1 and then go back to 1. It's interesting that they're talking about like when you have a crush on someone and like there's no guys at all in this video. That just occurred to me.
I want their elbows, man. See them freaking move. Dang.
I think they added an extra layer. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So there's like 3 layers now.
It's so funny. They're like so cutesy when the little bass, when the little like bass guitar line is going on, and then the bass drops, and then it's choreo, like grown woman choreo. Like it's so great.
Oh! Emma, you were probably like, oh, I'm waiting for them until they see the end of the music video, then I'll show them.
There are only 2 men, and there are about 10 women. What are they gonna share?
That's inappropriate,
What's
James.
happening here?
Why would you say that, James?
Well, I'm just talking in terms of numbers, Melissa.
The winner takes it all.
Probably. Whoever sang the highest. I thought it was very cute just because the context of the song being like that flirty part of a relationship, like that duality between like the cutesy kind of like playful bit and then the just like in the club, like you see someone from across the room and they see you and you're like, hey, and then like that duality, it encapsulated the concept pretty well, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. It was a good party song.
Yeah.
Beat drop, boom,
it was
boom,
like
boom.
if you put like, you know that certain era of like our lives, what, like 2009
Era
or
of our
something?
lives.
I don't know, like 7th grade or something for us when there was like, you know, there's like the people listening to the emo music and then there are the people listening to like the really cutesy pop music. It's like if you combine that, you get that song, you know?
Yeah, so summarize your thoughts. Like, what made that bass line sound like James Brown?
It's pretty much like verbatim a James Brown bass line.
Because it's something that you'd hear from like a James Brown record, and just like the timbre and the sound and like the register and like the rhythms he was doing.
Yeah, and I think it's like octave, flat 7.
Yeah.
1, flat 7, 1, 3, 4, sharp 4, 5.
Yeah, it was just really interesting. I mean, like, it wasn't bad. It was a really good song. It was really catchy. It had a really nice hook.
Oh, that was
fun.
It's like, it's whimsical, like summer.
It's
like
turned into a party after that first section, though. That was like, bam! Like, oh,
bass
wow,
drop.
that got me.
Love it. I love a good bass drop, you know.
Wow. I'm a fan. It's an anthem. I'm happy. It's hard hitting. It fits the dance club vibe, but there's enough interesting stuff. Good stuff.
I thought this whole entire thing was like a commercial. Because they throw jingles, and the way jingles are, it's very short, or they use intervals that are very captivating, or either use rhythm that's just very non-traditional and just catches your attention, like, oh, syncopation, whoa, look at that. And then this one's just like very straightforward, but then the texture of the sound is like very poppy and very jingle-like, and it just sounds like something that you just sing to when you're having fun. So it's like an anthem. And where am I going with this? Oh my goodness.
You tell me.
No, they have really nice flair.
Yay.
It was weird because like it felt very, I don't want to say shallow, but like harmonically very shallow, and they had a lot of high end. If you think of, you've got your low end frequencies, you've got your high end frequencies. For the majority of the song, they're really much up here, and I'm not just talking about the range that they're singing. Instrumentation, basically composition, all of it's very high end, and they probably put a low end damper on it so they could get more of that high end, up until you've got this dubstep drone that comes in, and even that didn't have as much just oomping bass as it could. So.
And it makes it sound really thin, I feel like texture-wise. It's just like...
Well, and when you have a song that this...
But it works for, like, just dance.
Yeah. If you have the song that's this repetitive, it's like you might want to add a little bit more of mid-level and lower level, because otherwise it all just sounds, if it's already repetitive, but then you only have it in one spectrum of sound, then it all just sounds really much the same.
Just like this style tends to be like pretty highly produced, and so like I think even from the beginning of the video you could kind of tell that it was just like super produced, super bright.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like
it's quirky.
It's always quirky.
Spunky.
The music's always quirky. Yeah. Like I said about the juxtaposing weird things, you have these like high female like soprano voices with this like whoa 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 whoa, and it actually worked. It's like what? It's cool. Yeah.
I mean, the whole theme is like you'll be mine, and I feel like they hit every kind of like seduction tool in the book for like Korean stuff. Well, they had like the cute kind of like schoolgirl in the beginning, right? And you know, the little quirky beat. Then you have that like rave beat. You know, Asians love to rave. And then you got, you know, the sexy, you know, look at me, blowing you kisses, right? You had that, and then you had like all of it at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like, so it's like this whole "you'll be mine." Like they're just hitting you with everything they got. They cannot lose. All in this song. You have everything in the song, and like they had everything. Yeah, they had like the rapping, the lyrical sing song.
You're theirs
like,
at this point.
Yeah, like props.
Hello everyone, I'm ReacttotheK channel creator, and I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed or learned something from it. If you'd like to support us or help ReacttotheK grow, you can do so by visiting our Patreon and help us out by pledging any amount you can. Big tip of the hat to our Superstar Idol patrons. Thanks for the love. Till next time.